Now stock stops about 35. That's the next support. And it kind of consolidates there for a couple of days. And now it's either going to bounce or it's going to drop again. You don't know. So as soon as it starts to do either one, which one do you want it to do? I don't really care which one it does. You give me a number.
Oh, 34.50.
You want it to drop a little bit farther? Does it keep dropping on volume spike, increasing, or is the volume really stopping off? Which one's happening?
Volume is stopping off.
Volume stopping off, drops 34.50. I'm not doing a thing. Because now it's really just doing what? Consolidate. It doesn't consolidate at an exact number. It just consolidates in an area. Now it starts to tick up a little bit. It goes above 35. I'm going to buy back $35 call. I'm going to sell the October, what?
40.
Depends on what the strike prices are. 37.50 be better. Maybe 40. Probably, though, if I have individual strike prices, 36s or 37. Because I'm going to have a lot more time value when I sell it. As it starts to go up around 37, it's going to keep going up. I'm going to buy back the 37s. I'm going to sell the 39s. And it goes up around 39 because 40 was resistance. Stops around 39. I'm going to buy back the 39s. And I'm going to wait. If it moves higher, I'm going to sell the 41s. Now your stock's going back up in price, correct? So you're still making your money back. Plus you get a little bit of time value. So if it stops at 39, starts to drop again, I'm selling 37s for $2.50. That's about what you're doing. You're still making that money. So as it drops, just keep selling lower strike prices. As it drops, sell lower strike price. Because what are you getting in replace? Stock's losing here, but you're gaining money over here. Wow. So if I really don't do covered calls correctly, I really don't care if it goes up, down, or sideways, but I have to monitor the position. Because if I don't monitor the position, then I could lose my cash. A lot of different options. Start thinking of it like an investor thinks. You think, what's the worst that could happen? Well, let's think I could go bankrupt. If I keep selling lower strike prices, I'm not losing my cash.
What happens if you sell the 35 call and the stock price remains at 40?
Good. So what happens if you sell a 35 call and the stock remains at 40? You have to buy back the 35 calls so you'll get called out, right? And then sell a bull put and a bear call at 42 and 37.
So that's a conduit.
Wow. Okay. Goes above 47, starts to pick up price, starts to go above 47. I'll back to 47, let the 48 increase in price. I'm okay with that too. It's always, what else can I do? It's not, this is my trade. This is my first part. What's the second part? Whatever you make it. So what else can I do to bring in some more cash? That's how an investor thinks. A student thinks, okay, here's a covered call. I bought the stock, sold the call. Now I got to wait for it to see what happens. Now hopefully it closes right at the strike price so I get to keep the stock and the max amount of profit too. An investor says it's going to do something. So whatever it does, what can I do? Right? That's what an investor thinks. And that's where we start to really change our thought process from student to investor. And then from there, if I do that, what will I then do if it goes up further than I thought it would be? Or if it drops even further than I thought it would be? What is my new trade going to be? Still same stock, but what's my new trade on that position going to be? That's how we start thinking. And there's unlimited possibilities, so you always have to think, what could I do? What could I do? Okay, Matt.
Okay. Got a couple questions for Swan online. First of all, I wanted to know, were you the person who made most of the educational videos on your the best tools?
Am I the person who made most of the educational videos? Yes. I started with CNBC television. I created CNBC's stock market course, options course, technical analysis course, advanced options course. Then I moved over to InvestTools. They copied the CNBC videos over to InvestTools and BizTools. So the answer is yes.
Okay. And the other question, in the service that you mentioned that you
not now. Now they've changed the TOS. A lot of course have changed to TOS trading style. So not now, but the original ones, the ones probably most of you went through, probably the answer is yes.
Okay. The service that you provide that you talked about earlier, do you provide your whole portfolio for everyone to see as part of that service?
As a service, I provide my whole portfolio, all the current positions that we do in there. Not my I own some stocks, I own some other things, so the answer is no. But each trade, we try to do one live trade every single week. So each live trade, I show every part of that trade until it's completely closed out. I don't hide any part of it, other than my actual account number. But I do post all my confirmation slips with the exchange time on there, the exchange routing number, everything on that trade.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anyone else?
If
we buy your service, can we look back and see what you did like 6 months ago to
If
really
you buy the service, could you just go to the very last slide on that? I think it's the next slide on here, Matt.
Yeah. And for anyone online, if you have a question you want to ask directly, just raise your hand and I'll unmute you.
Right. And if I don't get to your question, you can just email me at mike@incometrader.com. I do answer all the emails myself. I don't go to anybody else. All right. So that was the covered calls. Can be used for only stock strategy. So next slide, monitor trading. That's what we just covered. Altering the trade spreads. If you go to this site right here, it's incometrader.com/free P for protecting profits HTM. You can actually see the last webinar that Stacy and I did on Tuesday, which was a put option on ADM, which is still the exact same price as it is right now. So even though the stock went the direction it should, the option didn't change. You go back, look at the options Greeks, say, why didn't the Greeks work if the stock did exactly what it was supposed to do? And so you can kind of check those out on a day-by-day basis. But go here. It's about an hour long, but it just shows you what a typical perfecting profit session is. So it's last Tuesday's. The option that was a straight put option on ADM. So we bought a September $30 put on ADM was the actual trade. So go here. It'll show the trade to you, so you can take a look at it if you want to watch the whole session. But if you want to get an idea of what we do, it's kind of out there. What was the other question, though? It had something to do with it, that's why I brought this up.
I had another question on, do you do email updates during the week?
I do email updates during the week, so there's actually a login page on the website for incometrader.com that logs into this. So you can see every open position that we're in with an update if necessary. And if it's a major update, I'll actually send the video out to you to watch the video and have the update. Otherwise, it's an email update. But you can log on to our website with all the open positions and it shows each position with an update to it. You bet. So, for instance, when we placed this trade on Wednesday morning, we didn't get fill. So we just did an email update. We placed it Thursday morning instead. So we tried to place it Wednesday, didn't get filled, got filled Thursday instead. So that would be a position update.
What is the best way to follow your concept? Is there a place where can I read the concept, or is all just kind of videos?
What's the best? Can you read the concept like what I was teaching all day today?
Yeah.
You know, I wish there was and I don't have something like that. I've done a lot of article write-ups, so if you're a member of the Incubator.com, I've done a lot of write-up articles on how to reverse a trade, when to reverse a trade, what to do if a spread trade goes against you. I have a lot of information on that on the archives within the Incubator website, but as of yet, I haven't read anybody's books or anybody that really covers it in depth. And I don't know why, because it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, do I get access that with this perfective trade? Because I saw that there are 4 types of newsletters there. And I don't know which one should be. Like you have Income Trader, Writing Put, Futures.
Writing Puts isn't mine. It used to be mine when I first. It's a friend of mine, but I have Income Trader, which I don't want to. I know this sounds kind of weird. I don't want to get too far into all of the services that I have here. I'd love for you all to buy every single thing that I have, obviously. But my goal really here was to teach you to start thinking more like an investor thinks, and that was really what the whole thing was for. If you go to the website, I've got a few services. Almost all of them have a trial basis. If you want to try them, if you don't like them, just immediately cut it off. No questions asked on it. So try the trials out and see if you like them. Obviously, sign up for whatever fits your fancy. If it doesn't, there's a lot of really good free, and I know this sounds weird, there's a lot of really good free information on the Internet that gives you a lot of good information that's out there. Nothing free like this. When anyone's doing live trades on an account, they're not going to give you that for free. You know, if you like it, go for it. If you don't if it doesn't fit your style, because what we do doesn't fit everybody's style, and I know that. But if you're going to be an options trader, I think this fits a lot of styles for a lot of different people. Watching somebody, because if you know that someone's doing that trade with their own personal money, they're much more apt to follow it closely to make sure they end with a profit than versus someone just say, here's a good trade, go for it. And then after it's done, why did you do that trade? That didn't make any sense why you did that trade. But if you're in that trade, I know that if I'm personally doing this trade, I'm going to follow it from beginning to end. I'm watching every part of it. And what it does is it gives people who are learning this style of trading an idea of when to act, when to react, when to make a change, when not to make a change, when is it best to be patient, and what other options do I have. And that's what it does for a lot of people.